How's it going, guys? Today it's Nutshell and I am going to be testing out something that you guys have actually mentioned to me, and it is about the marked rooms on reserve. Apparently they have been buffed, or at least due to this like boss event, people have been saying that the actual marked rooms on reserve seem to be much better now. So maybe it's correct, maybe it isn't. We're going to go and check out RBBK and then head on down to RBPKPM, and I'll give you my opinion on whether or not I actually do think that they have been buffed, because we've done all of these keys like a lot, and I mean a lot of times. I did open RBBK before this video already from just playing the map, and it seemed to be much better than when I last opened it, so we're going to give a full rundown of kind of the loot. RBPKPM, usually a pretty terrible marked room. Usually not a huge amount of stuff in RBPKPM, but we'll kind of see. Obviously, GLUKHAR is still 100% spawn rate right now. So he could be in and around these buildings. We'll kind of just see. But generally, the loot on the map seems to be better. BSG did say that they haven't changed anything, but yeah, I'm not entirely convinced. So obviously this is RBBK, we can open it up. You can see we got quite a few of all of the marked room keys, and we can check the actual room. So straight away, already just based on what's on the floor, seemingly looks like there is definitely more loot. Like, it seems like pretty much every spawn that could possibly have stuff does actually have stuff. So you can see here we've got a dog tag case which we can drop in. We got ourselves is that a, what is this? Oh, okay, it's a skull mount. We've got ourselves an impact nade, another rare figurine. Sometimes there's stuff on the table under this, so always worth checking. And on the floor over here you can find bitcoins, as well as on the table an M60, well, we got an MK43, which obviously if I was running properly in order to loot the rooms, I wouldn't run with a second one. But another M60 RD. What else have we got? Any other rare loot spawns around here? ADAR, VPO. I mean, I don't know why this is even spawning in the room. We got ourselves the AA-12, which is actually kind of nice. And then have we got any other loose loot? A VSS, I don't know why that is spawning in here. We can kind of have a look on the shelves. I don't think that the actual key cards spawn here, but it's always worth checking. I'm pretty sure you can get a keycard on the chair, so always worth having a look on those. But yeah, so far, I mean, loot-wise, did we make our money back from opening the key? Definitely not, because I think RBBK itself is probably worth like 20 million rubles or something crazy, or maybe slightly less. But overall, the actual loot in the room has definitely got better. So yeah, there's kind of a, it depends on whether you want to get some of the, like weapons, I suppose. But for the most part, we definitely didn't make our money back at all. And I'll just double check, make sure we're not missing any of the key cards. Because, I know you guys will probably be raging at me, the fact that if I've left behind a key card. Doesn't look like it. Either way, we'll go down into the radar or raider zone. So we can lob a nade. Doesn't sound like we had any voice lines. So we can run on in. And we'll open this one up. This is RBPKPM. This key right here. This is usually diabolically bad. And already, I can tell that there is more loot than what I'm used to in this marked key. marked room key. You can get key cards. They do spawn on top of these, so you can find them on top, similar where this RD is. So always worth looking over there. And you can find them also like in the drawer, I think, sticking out. We got ourselves an Uzi Pro SMG. And on top of here you can also find stuff. And then around on the floor, I believe there is also like another rare spawn on the floor over here by the jacket. And I think over here there can also be a rare spawn like on the floor. You can see there's an FN that we could pick up. Might as well since we got space. But yeah, another AA-12. Maybe we'll actually pick that one up. An ASH-12. A chainlet, not the ideal thing that we want, but it is what it is. You got some sets of drawers. These actually do make you your money back. This is one of the cheaper reserve keys. And then yeah, some more drawers. I mean, I'm not going to open them all up because it's just a waste of time. At this moment, not a huge amount of stuff in the drawers is worth anything. But yeah, so marked room, it's okay. The actual loot has definitely got buffed, so maybe the chances of getting a key card are significantly higher right now. But obviously you've got to deal with the raiders. We'll lob a nade. Could be PMCs as well. Just pack a mag. Sometimes the raider spawns down here are absolutely diabolically bad. Like, they will literally spawn in front of you. Like, visually in front of you as well. Like, I've had it where they've, like, spawned in and shot me. Really weird. And, like, they, like, go from, like, an invisible state to being visual. And, yeah, very frustrating in that regard. But there's a couple of other things you can do if you are wanting to add to the GLUKHAR run that we kind of showcased. And obviously if you don't have the keys, we'll lob another nade. You never really know. Obviously you've got all of these supply crates and stuff that you can check if you want to. But here you go. We'll check the raiders here. Nothing on them. Hopefully one of them has got a grenade. You can stock back up on nades as well, so it's like an infinite farm as well when you come down here. And then we'll make our way down into D2. This is usually a pretty decent place to pick up water filters. Now, water filters were going for quite a lot. You can also find the air conditioning tanks as well. So sometimes you'll find those. There we go, a water filter. And then down here is where you can add some extra loot. Like if you don't have a red rebel or you simply want to come down here. We got on ourselves an MCB. There you go. And you basically just check on top of all of these. You got a load of toolboxes as well if you wanted to open those ones up. Checking in all of the crevices and stuff like that. There's usually some toolboxes in there. And then, oh, little radio. And then checking over on this last one. Nothing particularly too interesting over there. You can find a toolbox down there. And then in here we have potential for like a radar or radio even. So the same thing as what we got. And some rare spawns in here as well. But obviously we got the safe. So safe wise, seems pretty decent loot. And drop some of this stuff into all of the pouches. And then we've got ourselves a computer as well over here. Some drawers. And then over here you've got some more spawns that can spawn like on these and around here as well. So, I mean, there's potential over here, but ideally, yeah, not something I'm too fussed on. And then one thing that you can do, obviously, you need to turn the power on, but you can go down into D2. So if we go down here, you can find some stuff like on the table, as well as there's also sometimes some rare spawns that do spawn over by like this pipe over here. You got a duffel bag as well that you can open. So yeah, you got that one. And then obviously by D2, you got some duffel bag spawns. They can spawn on there and over there. But I always search these jackets. The amount of times I've found marked room keys on these actual jackets down in D2, it's kind of crazy. I don't know if it's like they've got an increased chance of having them. But yeah, always worth actually checking in there. Another duffel bag spawn behind us. But what we'll do now is we will go ahead and move over to this door. Make our way through. And we can go all the way to the top. There are some like duffel bags and stuff that you can open if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. There's not much point. But we want to go up to the radar tower because at the moment GLUKHAR is 100% spawn. So we might as well see if we can get some more XP in this raid, especially with the state of the loot that we did actually get. And we just make our way directly out of here. And there we go. And we can hit up these two areas over here. This one's for free. Obviously you've got the PC block here. Nothing too interesting. And then a safe over here. So some rubles. Sometimes you find a weapon box. You've also got like weapon components that spawn in this little box and some drawers. But nothing of interest for me. And then we have also then got the RBKPRL key, which we can use to open in here. And there's two safes in here. One that, and another one that does potentially have some items that you might want. So bitcoins can spawn in this thing down here, like the safe on the ground. But yeah, haven't actually found any in that in a long time. So we've got ourselves some maps, a little teapot, and some more rubles and stuff. So this room definitely worth opening. You can get some other some weapon boxes as well. One under there, one on there. And then from here, I usually make my way all the way up to the top of the radar tower. And this is kind of one of the places which you can use to essentially like get really good vision down everywhere. You've also got some duffel bag spawns that are in here as well. So like if you want to go in here, you can check these for extra loot. Obviously, you know, you can get anything out of a duffel bag. Usually it's trash, but you could get graphics card, LEDX, whatever it might be in here. So probably going to end up with terrible stuff. There we go. And then there's also sometimes one here and on here as well. There are some keys in this building, but that's really if you're specifically going for like a full loot run. But we can come up to the top of the tower, and sometimes you'll find some actual AI outside. So it does look like there were some fights that went on down there. Obviously we can get out our little flare, which we're using just to have vision on things and easily find if there's any PMCs or anything lying around. So you can see over there, looks like there were also some bodies. So GLUKHAR is probably down in the area, like the White Knight building. Don't know for sure, maybe GLUKHAR is one of those bodies, but what we can do is, because we're running the flare, we can swap back to our main weapon and we can have a look around and we can have a quick check. So those are scavs, I believe. Some more scavs and more scavs. And then what you can also do is check the railway station. That is also somewhere where they can be. And then obviously you got a good view of essentially like the area down here. So you can see there's a scav or something down there. Easiest thing is to lie down, because that will give us some more arm stam. And hopefully we don't completely bottle this. That actually might be GLUKHAR himself down there. Obviously, flares don't work through windows, so it's always worth kind of shooting out the windows occasionally. And then you can use the flare and you can look inside of the building. If you're struggling with actually getting some shots, you can always go up onto the top of the dome and you can get a better angle into places as well. So something you can also use if you want to get better shots. Obviously, GLUKHAR can spawn down by the helicopter, as well as in this building right here, like directly in front of us, right, this one. And then of course he spawns down in this building over here, like the garage area. So that is probably why there's a lot of scavs outside. And then obviously down by the train tracks as well. So, you know, if you can find him, perfect. If not, not a problem. But what you can also do is, because I'm using a flare, it doesn't get the full range. So sometimes it's best to run the sniper with both scopes. So now we can use both ones. And it's also more accurate as well. So you can easily hit shots if you know where they are. I'm probably... So you can see this scav is fighting right now. And there you go, we've taken one out. And then we can swap back. Maybe we can see one through a tiny little crack or something. Either way, what we can now do, since we've kind of gone through all of that, is we can head on down and extract from the raid if we want to. So you just come over to here. You do need the Red Rebel. Obviously, D2 you can take as well. So yeah, you can just do either one of those. So since I think GLUKHAR is down over this way, I'm going to make my way all the way over and just at least to try and get into a fight with him. Just to showcase that you can actually find him. Now we can have potentially pushed into the garage area. I have no idea. Now we'll just get our stand back real quick. So it looks like a PMC over here. Apparently just a scav, or at least a guard. Now guards can have decent loot on them as well. That is a scav. And then this will have been a guard. And then I believe our boy is that one right there. Although, apparently not. So that's a scav down. I cannot see where the main man himself is. So there's an MCB off of one of the guards. And I think this is actually GLUKHAR. So there you go. There is GLUKHAR. He's got his M18 and M61, so we can grab up those. We can drop that out, and we can drop one of the nades, grab up the ammunition, and we can get out of here. And we dropped our backpack from earlier, so we can just pick that up. We've got an armored rig, so we can use the Red Rebel extract. And then that is what we managed to pick out of the raid. 2 MCBs, pretty decent. Obviously, one of them from the GLUKHAR, or at least one of his guards. They can have power filters, they can have all of the rare sort of items as well, so it's a really good kind of farm, and it's also quite kind of really fun as well going on to reserve. There's lots of different things you can do. Obviously you can take out GLUKHAR from the tower, you can play it super passively, or you can kind of run in and take out guys. So you can see we took out the boss there. He was in one of the bushes, and we took him out with a HK at 9 meters, but you can see we took out one of the guards at 221 meters with a sniper. So it really is a map where you can choose whatever you want to do. Obviously you got the raiders as well down in the bottom, so completely down to you. You can come out easily with like 20 people taken out within a raid during your raid. So yeah, not too shabby of a raid. 25,000 XP, not bad at all. And of course you can get even more if you take out PMCs and that sort of stuff as well. And if you get headshot bonuses on the boss and the guards, you can get even more XP. So yeah, it's just really, really decent at the moment. The marked rooms definitely did see a buff, but unfortunately they aren't as good as I'd like, because obviously we didn't get any of the keycards out of them. They don't tend to be the ones that seem to drop that many actual keycards, so labs keycards, but loot wise it wasn't a terrible showing, but obviously can be substantially better in a wide variety of ways. But it is what it is. You roll with the punches, and unfortunately this time we didn't get too much of interest, a pro kill and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, not a whole lot of decent loot. But we did get voodoo, so, you know, it helps out every now and again. So yeah, hopefully that gave you an indication as to the marked room loot, as well as just playing reserve. It's a really good fun map at the moment, and I'd take advantage as much as you can of the fact that it is so good right now. So with that being said, if you have any questions, if you have any queries, let me know in the comment section down below. If you got any video ideas as well, you want to see me do specific things, also let me know, because I am more than happy to give things a test. Maybe we'll do a video on the AA-12, seeing how that can actually perform in the raids against the AI. But thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Have a great rest of the day. Goodbye.